Hall Sausage and Wholesale Meats. Perfect slow-smoked Southern-style smoked sausage made from only the finest ingredients. Made in Mobile. Authentic Southern smoked sausage, andouille, red hots, garlic red hots, and garlic bologna. Hall's is also your source for Smithfield ribs, fresh-cut steaks, fresh and smoked pork chops, Ziegler products, and much more. Call 251-457-3321 or stop by 210 Iroquois Street in Chickasaw. Hall's Sausage and Wholesale Meats. Saving supper since 1945. Bob's Downtown Diner. Good old American cooking nestled in the entertainment district of historic downtown Mobile. Made from scratch breakfast served all day, every day, starting
Their wealth of experience to bring you the latest trends, expert opinions, and interviews with people in the know. They are the dynamic duo of dining.
It's a wine and food show, Stu.
It's a food and wine show, trust me.
Right here, it's Sip and Chew. It's wine and food.
Because chew rhymes with stew, that's the only reason.
You glorified fry cook,
Grape killer. Now it's time to Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu on FM Talk 106.5.
Morning, Michael. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sip and Chew show with Mike and Stu.
What's going on there with your left hand, man? Do you taste pennies?
I'm doing those little slapping motion.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
We're
stroking out
slapping
on me.
We're slapping here on the show. We're hap slappy fun. But hey, welcome to a so far a beautiful Sunday and hot. Yes, as those clouds out there, it may or may not rain today. Who knows?
We're in that 30% chance summertime pattern now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dog days of summer.
You want rain? Just wash your car and guarantee it.
Paint your house.
Never have.
Move.
Never
Move. Paint your house. Get a new roof. Wash your car. It's going to rain.
Never fails. It won't rain for months. I won't wash my car for months. On Thursday, I washed my car.
Mhm.
Sure enough.
Yep.
Well, at least you get to know whether or not the wax job took.
There you go.
Exactly. Thank you for that
There you
positive reaction.
But, anywho, what's going on in your world, Stu?
Oh, waiting on the bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy's going just fine.
Okay.
I used to like beer rocks.
What?
Beer rocks. They're little.
Oh, yeah.
I love those things.
No idea what we're talking about.
Maybe it's a northern thing.
It's a
It's a
Midwest thing, I
Yankee.
guess. Yeah, no, it was a
Yankee
German
thing.
thing. It's basically
Oh.
a stuffed roll. You put ground beef and put
Oh.
cabbage in there. Oh,
That does sound good.
yeah.
Beer rocks?
Yeah, beer rocks. Is what it's called. Yeah.
Going to be in the same vein of a pierogi, but different at the
Pretty
same
much.
time. Because a pierogi
With
is
meat.
a pasta.
Yep.
With
Yeah.
meat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pierogi with meat.
In Michigan, Wisconsin, that area, they have what they eat what they call pasties, which is ground beef and mashed potatoes or
Oh, yeah.
cooked potatoes inside a
Yeah.
pierogi.
They're all
basically.
dumplings.
Yeah.
Crawfish pie, meat pies,
Yeah.
pierogies,
They're meat pies.
Yeah.
What they are. A dumpling is a form of meat pie.
Yeah.
Empanada.
except for pierogi, because I have an ex that will tell you that sacrilegious for the Polish to put meat inside of pierogi.
Yeah. Well,
And it's fried too. It's sacrilegious.
there's a reason why you keep getting conquered. It's as simple as that.
But like I
Yeah.
said, I put emphasis on X.
Yeah.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
But
so,
every culture seems to have developed some kind of meat
Mhm.
pie, and I think that's a good development.
well, they must have been, well, I mean, you think about Poland and what they went through over the decades of they had plenty of potatoes,
13 years of Archie Bunker jokes.
Wow.
Yeah.
but they had potatoes and they had vodka
Yeah.
and pierogies.
Well,
and,
because they had potatoes, they had vodka.
something like that.
Yeah.
They were simple dishes. I mean, that's just very simple: bread, meat, and a veggie all in one. You
Mhm.
know, it was
But you-
sauerkraut. That was good.
But you
I
know,
love sauerkraut.
the Irish and the Scots had potatoes too, and they got a whole lot more out of them than just no flavor vodka.
Yeah,
They stick
I don't
that
think
in.
they were looking for flavor in vodka.
Stick that in a wooden barrel.
You mentioned sauerkraut. Okay, I love a hot dog, 100% beef,
Mhm,
just a little bit.
That's a real hot dog, yeah.
Steamed,
mhm,
or slightly toasted bun
mhm.
with just mustard and sauerkraut.
That
No
is
peppers,
great.
no cherry peppers, anything like that.
No,
Just
I wouldn't say no to them.
I put
But-
a little chili on it
like a
sometimes.
Chicago hot dog, man. I mean, they put
I really do enjoy a Chicago style, but you do have to have the Vienna dog, which is an all beef dog. It is to Chicago what the Nathan Brothers is to New York.
Well, they do like
barbecue is to Kansas City.
they do
Right.
a roll up there. When I've gone up
Talking
there, I
about
look for it,
Chicago.
and it's Chicago. It's
Not
not
theirs.
Illinois. It's Illinois.
Their state
Anyway.
motto is Illinois. Please don't
Okay.
pronounce the S.
But they do like a braided bread. It's I don't know what the white bread is, but the other part is pretzel bread.
Right.
And they braid it. Oh my God, it's delicious.
Yeah.
And anything's good on it. Just anything's good. You put a hand in there and it's good.
And by the way, Steve, Indiana's
Like a
state
bomber over
state
here.
motto is 6 billion years tidal wave free.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
How many years?
6 billion.
6 feet.
The planet's only been here 4.65 billion.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, the meat pie,
Great Lake
and
wind
then
blowing
Nacogdoches. Yeah. But the calzone is another example of it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then all the dumplings in Asia, which are just magical. And there's a place where you can go here in Mobile and try pretty much all the dumplings of Asia.
Mhm.
It is China Garden, I believe, at
At the one
Hill-
there on
Hillcrest and Cottage Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a dumpling sampler,
Yes.
so you get dumplings from
Yeah.
like 9 different countries or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I just I said it recently, a video for Delta Safari. The dumpling is the reason that Asia is one of the greatest continents ever. It's easily inside the top 7. Do some math there, Mike. Took you a second. Yeah.
Look, it's still kind of early. Even though it's 11 o'clock, it's still kind of early to test my brain this morning. I usually don't get going until after my second nap in the afternoon. That's
Yeah.
when I get functioning. And then, or you know it, it's Monday. And I don't like Monday.
Yeah.
Monday is like rolling, sliding right on into
between
Monday.
4 and 7 is Monday.
4 to 7 a.m. in the morning.
No, 4 to 7 in the afternoon is
Yeah.
Monday. Is where you just like your weekend's gone and you're looking at Monday. Yeah.
You're sitting there miserable and you start hitting the vodka.
Well, that's because you're out of bourbon from morning time.
And then, I get angry and then I go somewhere. Just kidding, folks. Just kidding.
Well, he calls it Uber or pedicab. This dude calls it pedicab to check the mail.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
but he knows
I do
every
like
he knows every pedicab driver in Mobile.
There's only 2 left.
Yeah.
So now there's the golf carts, these golf
Yeah.
carts. And now they got the scooters back. So I got to reinvest in some bubble
Oh,
wrap.
I don't know.
I got to get some
I don't
bubble
know.
wrap. Invest in some bubble wrap.
No kidding.
Bounce down the road.
Because the luck you've had just riding your bicycle.
Mhm. Is that what I would? I don't. Is
No.
that what I do? I really ride my bicycle or do I walk
For a
it with
few
my
seconds.
injuries?
For a few seconds, drag it behind you.
Steve, I've had so
Always has a
much.
flat tire.
I had.
going to the
It
air
must
pump.
be the roads downtown. I don't know what it is because every time I get on my bicycle,
You're more on the sidewalk than you are on the bike.
I'm laying on it more now.
Yes.
But it's hard to bicycle with 2 beers in your hand.
I ran into Summer Pool. She works for WKRG yesterday, and we were talking about stuff because she had like a cast on her leg,
Mhm.
and I said, "What'd you do to bust up your kicker?" And she goes, "Remember when the power went out? I got up, and my dog was standing there."
Oh,
and then I
Wow.
told her that my co-host was local man gets hit in the face by Mardi Gras beads. And she goes, "Oh, really?" And I said, "We got to train him to be on it. When someone sticks a camera in your face, mention Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu." Because he was like, "Well, it got picked up by CNN." I said, "Yeah, but if it had been radio host gets hit in the head with Mardi Gras beads, we'd have been on every network."
Yeah.
Kind of
Even-
seize the moment because they were picking on her at the station. She can't tell people that's how she injured her leg.
Oh.
I said, tell them you were in a prison riot. Spice it up, seize the moment.
Spice it up, season. He
But-
keeps holding these numbers up in front of us. With that. You know what I
Proof.
mean?
It's proof. Your water is one proof.
Okay.
You have 0.5% of alcohol in there, and that's probably coming from backwash.
Mm. So that's purified.
Yeah.
Purified backwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they change the filter.
Yeah, they purified it by putting 0.5%.
And then they
of
shine a
alcohol.
bright light on
UV light.
Yeah.
No, that really.
Oh, I
works.
know, I know.
Yeah,
it. I've seen one of those systems out in West Mobile. There is
Yeah.
a water purifying place out there in West Mobile that people don't know about.
It's secret. You talking about the one in Glen Acres?
No.
Oh, okay. I was
This
gonna
one-
say because people know about that. There's a big lady fountain in front of it
Oh.
that you used to could drive right up and look at. 251-343-0106. You forgot
And-
the 251
And that's the call in and text in line, folks.
for what? Sipping, chewing, Mike.
For call and answers a question.
Or
Something,
don't. We don't
something
care.
smart or dumb, it don't matter.
Yeah. Have you been out there? Have you ever
For
seen
more
the
than
water?
50 years, Mobile Bay Magazine has showcased the history, style, art, style, and entertainment that defines excellence on both sides of Mobile Bay. Each month's issue is filled with our unique Southern Alabama culture, beautifully captured and told through engaging articles and stunning photography. When you subscribe to Mobile Bay Magazine, you'll be swept into the pages where recipes, familiar places, and faces, and untold stories abound. Start your journey today by visiting mobilebaymag.com. That's mobilebaymag.com.
These
Emails
emails
filling
filling
your
your
employees'
employees'
inboxes,
inboxes, downloads beaming from device to device, and anyone
You'll
of them
pass the
could be a
airport.
cyber attack.
I can take the road, but I can't tell you the name of the road. And
Is it
there's
possible to keep
there
your
is
small
a,
business safe? It
uh,
is with
car
Comcast
ban-
Business
a car
Security
mechanic
Edge.
shop,
It helps
and
keep
in the
your
back of
connected
it,
devices
there's this
protected,
metal building.
and you can
I
monitor
don't know
threat
about-
activity in
I
real
mean,
time.
up to
So
100,000
this
feet down, there's
is the
a
last
well,
thing you need to worry about.
and
With
anyway, they
Comcast
pump it
Business,
out,
advanced
and
security
they
isn't
got
just
all the UV
possible.
lights and all
It's
that. I
happening.
don't know if this stuff is still there.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with
And,
no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a
they
$500
bottled
prepaid
water
card with a qualifying gig
and
bundle.
it's got the
Call the
UV
War line
light
today
and
to
all
learn
that.
more.
And
Offer ends 7/23/2023. Restrictions apply. Fast paperless billing and automatic payments. New 100 meg rates for second
and
internet.
then
Security Edge
Katrina hit.
customers only. Equipment
And
installation,
Avita-
taxes, and other fees extra and
Avita
subject to
Springs
change.
came over
After 12
and
months,
wanted
regular
to
rates
buy
apply.
that place. They wouldn't sell it.
Spring is upon us, and
So
Bush
that,
Farms
you know,
Nursery,
that-
Orchard, and
they got
Babynet
shut
has
down
fruit
for a while.
trees, dogwood, and maple
then they
trees.
wanted to
Check
buy it,
out our
and
daily
then,
post
I don't
on
know if that
Facebook,
thing's
and you
just
can see
sitting there.
all the beautiful plants and trees
I
to
thought it-
beautify
they-
your
they got it
landscape.
down
Search
to,
on Facebook, Bush Farms
PDF
Nursery,
before,
Orchard.
which
Rates,
means
policy
total
forms, and
dissolved
availability
solids
vary
over
by
the
state.
water.
Did you know
I was
life
drinking
insurance
it. They
rates
were
are near record
absolutely fine. I
lows?
was drinking
If
it
you own
out
life
of the water.
insurance, or if
I
you're
go,
thinking of buying any,
"This
why
water's
spend
good."
more
You
than
know
you
how to
have to?
test
Since
water in the
1986,
pallets
AccuQuote has
look
helped
for pure
literally
water.
millions of people
And so I
just like
contacted
you
them, and I
save
went
a
out there
fortune
this
on their life insurance. Here's how they do it. They monitor the products offered by dozens of the most
Rouse's
well-respected
their
brand name
water
life
is
insurance
very
companies you
low in
trust
TDS.
so that you get the
It
lowest
doesn't
rates.
have an oily
For
or
example, a
very
healthy
technical
40-year-old can
taste
buy
to
$500,000 of
Evian,
10-year level
Evian,
term for
all
less
that.
than $20 a month.
PG.
20 and 30-year
Got
rates are
high,
also
high
available.
TDS.
Don't forget to ask them about the new
And
term
the way you
life
do it,
plans that
you buy a
guarantee your
bunch of
money
different
back
ones and just
even
set
if
them
you
out at
outlive
room
your policy. Take
and
5
then
minutes
start,
and
if you
call
know which one
AccuQuote
those
for your
TDS
free quote. Call
start with the lowest TDS and then work your way up, and
1-800-318-1787.
they'll get
Find out how
oilier
much
and
you can
grittier.
save on your life insurance. Call AccuQuote today at
I'm kind of a water aficionado.
1-800-318-1787.
I'm kind of
That's
a water
1-800-318-1787.
Miss a show? No problem. Podcasts of your favorite FM Talk 1065 shows are waiting for you right now at FMTalk1065.com. And never miss a minute of the best in local talk when you subscribe to FM Talk 1065 on iTunes or Stitcher.
Man who ate everything?
I may have a copy still.
To get on the line, call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
So this morning,
Where'd you eat?
ventured over to the corner of Fat and Happy, which has got a big hole in the road. I look- Mobile's a big sinkhole. Everything's sinking. I worry about some of them buildings down there. If the roads are sinking, they got to be sinking. But anyway, Reaching over there to the corner of Fat and Happy. Saw some beautiful, wonderful people over there.
What's there?
Oh, Bob's, yes, Bob's Downtown Restaurant. Actually, it's his
Yeah.
official name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had my fish and grits this morning.
Mhm.
Yeah, cornmeal battered fried
Yeah.
fish and Gouda grits. They were so Gouda.
Mhm.
But those are our fine friends over there, and Tony wasn't there, you know. And
Good
I
for
got to
Tony.
thinking, you know, he's got that cool commercial comes on in the morning on Studio 10. I don't know if it's on any other station, but they filmed this great commercial. But I noticed something, Stu.
What?
We're not in the commercial.
Because we don't work there, Mike.
No, those street people, workers, you know,
Uh-huh.
the customers were in. You know, I thought, oh well,
Why would we
maybe
be
the
in
next commercial will be in it.
Why would we be in it?
That's what commercials are for, you know. You know?
for us? Nah,
Anyway,
we're good. Hey, you know why we're on the radio, right? Have you seen us?
mm-hmm.
That's why we're not in commercials.
Yeah, okay.
We've got faces for radio.
But if you want to check out what they look
But
like,
see,
go to
Stu,
Facebook.
You are a handsome man
I am.
yourself,
I am.
and you're, you know, you got that Burl Ives, Frosty the Snowman beard going on there.
Well, that's fantastic.
And you know, today is 6 months till Christmas Day.
Wasn't that yesterday or today?
No, today.
6 months
Christmas
today?
Eve was yesterday. 6
Oh,
months.
okay. I got
Today's 6 months Christmas. But tell you who has a great Christmas party. It's our friends at Les Bashan when they have a Christmas party.
Yeah,
They
when
throw
they
a-
don't have one, they have a terrible Christmas party.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
really
terrible, just boring.
Yeah.
Like nobody's there.
But the charcuterie boards make up for it.
Okay.
But yes, our good friends over there at Les Bashan, they're in downtown Daphne.
The Old Town now.
Old Town, they're in downtown Old Town Daphne.
Yeah.
And corner of, well, they're kind of at the corner of 64 and 98. Folks,
that
25 miles
equal?
an hour is the speed limit. 20 you better not go over 20, especially if you're leaving there or any
Yeah.
establishment.
Yeah,
Do not be going over 25 because they will get
like the old Wilmer days.
you. Mhm.
The speed limit is 35, and it looked to me like you was doing 36.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there, Mike?
I ain't touching nothing.
I think you're doing something.
It's acting up on us.
Well, I don't know why you're wiggling the mouse. It's the monitor. It's
I ain't
flickering.
touching the mouse. But anyway, this place
Oh.
has ghosts. Anyway, hey, Hall's,
how you
Hall's
doing?
Sausage and Meats. Man, I like her commercials.
Yeah.
And she's doing those herself on Facebook and social media and Instagram.
Look great.
Don't they look great?
Yeah,
Like
we
her
make sure to share those two sipping chews.
We do always do that, and they look great, and she does that herself.
Yeah.
I wish I was that talented.
You know, it's not that hard, Mike.
I know.
I mean,
it's
I can
probably
do it.
not.
I can do it. I'm sure you can.
Will you show me how to do it?
No,
Okay,
you don't.
Story of
You
my
learn the
life.
way I do. Do it yourself.
Do it yourself. That's what. If you want something done, ask somebody to do.
There is no better teacher than trial and error.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, but we still show it.
Anyway,
Anyway,
you know what it will look like if I show you? It'll look just like an instructional video on YouTube.
okay.
Yeah.
I guess I could YouTube it.
Yeah. It's a wonderful resource. It's the greatest encyclopedia in the world. It's
Mhm.
also the #2 search engine in the world behind Google. is
YouTube is?
Yep. More
Hmm.
people use it
Look
for a
at
search
Google.
engine than anything except Google.
I
Well,
see.
I go there when I want to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd use it for a lot, especially fixing dryers and
Now,
and pulley belts.
I've got a buddy that is
Cars.
very mechanically inclined. And when, oh, we forgot to mention Butch Cassidy's Cafe there.
Well, I was going
Article
to say,
Hill.
you know, the over there in Flow Shell.
Yeah. And that buddy helped me pick up some equipment from Butch's there, tied it all in.
There you go.
And he's also helping me get the mac and cheese going. But I've always thought, you know, because when his dad gave out chores when they were kids,
Mhm.
you had Bobby Jr., who was 16, Jerome was 14, Daryl was 12 or 10 or 9, and Kevin was 8.
Go here, eight.
What
Yeah,
about their
Kevin was the youngest at 8.
what about their other brother Daryl?
Yeah, well, they didn't have one. The one they've got's crazy enough. He's an artist. But the dad would give out, he go, no, Bobby, you get the riding mower. Jerome, you get to push more. Daryl, you get up there, pick out the sticks and the rocks and everything so they can get stuff done. Kevin, the 8-year-old, I need you to rebuild the carburetor on your mom's car.
Wow.
At
I had
8
a
years
buddy
old,
like that.
yeah. And I've always thought, man, all of the things that you fix for people, you should document what you're doing. You've got a ridiculous personality that would go over great, and put it on YouTube, and you probably wouldn't have to work again.
Yeah.
Find your Patreon and absolutely.
Yeah, I just and
Or a few Patreons. Absolutely.
because he has done things like there was something he was fixing on a washing machine, and the part they wanted was like $45. And he looked at the part and he went, "What's the main thing that I'm getting with this? It's these 2 bolts. That's what's making this $45." So he went to like B&B Appliance down on Holcomb Avenue, and they had the bolts.
There you
Paid
go.
like $1.25.
Wow.
And other things that he's just figured out along the way. When I had that old Ford Contour, he was when I was recovering too, so I couldn't work on anything. We were changing the alternator on it, and he gets everything done, and he's like, I can't get to this one bolt. So go on Google and pull up the instructions, and I read through it, and I get to like the 7th one, and it says, jack up the passenger side vehicle and remove the passenger side tire. And he goes, "You are kidding me!" To get to a bolt.
You know how many batteries you have to do that to? Take the tire off to get to the battery. My battery's in my back seat, underneath my back seat.
Runs in my trunk.
Wow.
So anyway, well, some interesting.
My
tidbits
battery's
here.
also $500
Hey,
because I got a hybrid,
here's some things.
and it went out the weekend we bought it, so I got a new one for free.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Well, Stu Ratatouille,
that's me.
listen, I know some things you won't find out on YouTube.
What's that?
Today is National Catfish Day. And I had my catfish at Bob's Downtown Diner.
Yeah.
My catfish at Kuda Chris. Today is also the Strawberry Parfait Day.
Ooh,
Parfait.
I like strawberries.
We missed, well, we're not missing it.
Well,
we're
he needs to
announcing it
make
now.
sure he goes to the Loxley Strawberry Festival.
There you go.
Yes, every year.
Yeah, but plus we want to say happy birthday, belated happy birthday to Frankie Little.
Frankie, yeah.
Love us some Frankie.
Yeah.
And Nodia Gals down there at Haberdasher.
Right.
His was yesterday. And probably the most popular person name in the world right now in culinary and gastronomics is Anthony Bourdain.
I've heard
Today
of him.
was his birthday.
Yeah.
It would be his birthday. It still is his birthday
Yeah.
in heaven or wherever he's at. It's everybody, a lot of people.
Probably in a bar in Vietnam.
Haunting
a bar in
probably
Vietnam.
right. Eating some noodles.
Some partially
Eat some
feral
noodles.
eggs.
Yeah. So, but yes, he's probably well missed.
Yeah.
And I see there's a movie coming out about Charlie Trotter.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's going to be interesting.
that could be. Depends on how tell all it is.
Yeah.
I hate to sound ignorant. Who is that?
Charlie Trotter was a chef from Chicago who passed away a couple of years ago, but he was really instrumental. He was part of a trio of chefs that kind of pioneered things in the early 90s. Was him, Norm Van Aken, who's from Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, really revolutionized what we know of as the Florida style of cooking. And the third guy you may have heard of, his name was Emeril Lagasse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were all three really good friends. And just he tutored so many chefs in the Chicago area and the Midwest that he's just kind of an icon.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this movie. It's called Love, Charlie: The Rise and Fall of Chef Charlie Trotter.
Yeah.
And it's a documentary
Yeah.
about him.
Well, then in that case, it will handle some of the demons then.
Well, this was filmed.
Actually,
In,
Rise
this
and
was
Fall,
filmed in
yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a lot of great movies out there about chefs or in the culinary
Yeah.
industry and the wine industry, as a matter of fact, as well. So Steve he's saying we got 30 seconds here
Well, we got a minute.
for our huh?
A minute.
A minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can Google
Mhm.
and you can watch these things on YouTube as well.
Right. And I tell you, if you want to learn about cooking, that show's out there, and it's a Hall of Fame. You met him at Taste Award, John. I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'll just go with Chef John from Food. In the show, it's probably the most watched YouTube show, food wise, of all time. It's called Food Wishes. His humor is just terrific. just a little jazz piano playing in the background. He's very rarely on camera. You just see his hands doing the recipes. And it is, I mean, he's been a YouTube sensation for like since YouTube was invented.
Really?
Yeah. He's in the Taste Awards Hall of Fame because he
Okay.
won the best home chef on the internet like so many times they had to retire him.
Oh, we'll be there one day.
Yeah.
251-343-0106 is the text to call it line.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is juice. I don't like juice. Help Baldwin EMC provides school supplies to local children in need. Drop off school supplies from June 12th through July 14th at any Baldwin EMC location during the annual Supplies for Success Drive. Visit baldwinemc.com for more information.
FM Talk 1065, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority, and Dr. Bill
When I said 30
Williams.
days, so they got one.
Mostly sunny skies today with a few afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Highs will be in the lower 90s. Tonight, partly cloudy, lows in the mid 70s. For Monday, afternoon showers and thunderstorms with highs in the lower 90s. This is meteorologist Dr. Bill Williams for FM Talk 1065.
FM Talk 1065, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority. If you're proud of your yard or have an exceptional garden or plant, then share a photo to the FM Talk 1065 Facebook, and you could be a winner. The picture with the most likes wins a yard sign that lets your neighbors know that you won. Plus, the flip side features a permanent full-color plain gardening planting wheel. You'll always know when and what to plant. Also, our Facebook, sponsored by Paris Tractor in Robertsdale. Bill Finch will announce the winner each week on Plain Gardening for the Gulf Coast, Sunday morning at 9 on FM Talk 1065.
Hey, my buddy Joey Mason from Mason Hills Farm back in studio, which means you got some great news for us. Yeah, Sean, we had a lot of success with the last sale that we did. The listeners came out in support for us, and so that allowed us to get some of our premium cuts, some of our cuts that everybody likes to get, and we put those together in a box. Okay, so I'm going to ask you what's in there. So we have tomahawks in there, we got ribeyes, we got fillets. These are great, so we can step up our grill game for any time, but especially for Independence Day. Yes, sir. And in this box, we're going to offer 8 hamburger patties, roughly 2 pounds. And so that would allow you to have a plentiful supply for Independence Day. That's good because we've got a lot of people coming and these things are already pre-cut, throw them on the grill. And then we've got, of course, the ribeye, the filet, and the tomahawks. All right, Joey, so how do we order one of these boxes? Yes, sir. MasonHillsFarm.com. Right there on the front page, you will see the box. You cannot miss it. Once again, that's MasonHillsFarm.com.
Hello again, friends. I'm Randy Bergen, inviting you to join me, Coach Rick Cleveland, and Coach Mark Lassiter for the Prep Sports Report presented by Alpha. And we'll be coming to you live from the Eastern Shore Toyota and Hyundai Studios for 2 hours, beginning at 8 a.m. every Saturday morning. We'll visit with coaches, athletes, administrators, and more as we'll keep you up to date on all things prep along the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Florida, and the state of Alabama. Wake up for the Prep Sports Report team this Saturday morning starting at 8 a.m. right here on FM Talk 1065.
Log in now for streaming shows, post bios, on-demand forecasts, local, national, and global news, plus interactive polls and blogs. Get all of it online now at FMTalk1065.com. To get on the line, call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Mike and Stu, that's us. Old Great Value Daddy sitting over there.
I like my shirt.
Saccharin Daddy. We will be joined momentarily by Nick DeMario of PP Hospitality. What's the PP stand for? You know?
Panini Pete's.
There you go.
Our buddy Panini Pete's.
He just messaged me that he just got to the office there at the waterfront. Boy, that's got to be a horrible place to have an office in.
Golly, I just dread being him. I dread being him. Have to look at that bay, Mobile Bay, and then beautiful sunsets, and
And I'm sure sunrises.
Well, it's tough to see the sunrise on the other side of the hill.
You go out the front door.
Like
watch the sun rise over the condominiums.
It's tough job if somebody's going to do it, you know.
Yeah. But we're going to talk to him in just a minute. In fact, it looks like him on the line there. We'll bring it up here as soon as
momentarily.
Well, we're going to, hey, Nick, are you there? Are you there, Nick? This is America calling.
No, it's John from Grand Bay.
Oh, hey, John.
Hey.
What's up?
I'm looking for, there used to be a good German restaurant back in the, I think it was the 80s and 90s in downtown Fairhope, but I'm trying to find one now in Mobile or Baldwin County. I like good German food.
You know, I haven't seen, because working in the alcohol business like I used to, there used to be several German restaurants, but most of them were over at Fairhope and toward Pensacola. And I have not seen a good German restaurant anywhere around here. Have you, Stu?
Lodi Beer Garden.
Well, yeah, Lodi Beer
It's
Garden.
a burger place, but they do schnitzel.
They do schnitzel, yeah,
and a couple other things. I think you can get some curry ketchup there.
Now there is oh God, what's the name of that street over at Fairhope, and they do a Jaeger schnitzel.
Jaeger schnitzel. Okay.
Jaeger schnitzel, and it's
Oh,
really
you're talking
good.
about like the windmill up in there?
No. This is over on a back road somewhere. I'll tell you what. I'll look it up on my phone and I will announce it later, John, because they have it's got the good warm potato salad and
which is called German potato salad.
German Fest.
Well, you do have a German
Oktoberfest in Elba,
Alberta.
Yeah, Alberta, right?
They have
Elba's outside of
a
Montgomery.
German Fest and they have a sausage fest.
Right, they have both. Yeah, they have an Oktoberfest and they're both sausage fests.
Yeah,
literal sausage fests.
Yeah, and that's a German community over there. By the way.
All right, John. Thanks for calling in. We got to get to our guest Nick DeMario, so keep listening.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Buddy.
Now we're talking with you. What you got for me there, Nick?
What's happening, man?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I just been cooking breakfast over at Ed's.
Oh, how was it?
Busy.
It was very busy. Actually,
I'm glad to see y'all doing breakfast again.
It got crazy.
Well, good.
How is Spanish Fort embracing the new Eds?
You know, I think that they have done a really good job of embracing it, as well as the guy who owns the shopping center. He's been unbelievable support. Greg Sod. I mean, anything that we needed, anything that we did, the mayor, and they understand why we can't proceed with the property on the causeway. It's just not, financially a good decision.
Right.
Yeah, and Pete when I was in there one afternoon eating into New Ed's, Pete made a point to me, the elderly people, it's easier for them to get into the New Ed's than it was the old Ed's.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is looking forward to that.
Yeah.
The first floor had aspect of it.
That was a challenge getting up that ramp for sure.
Well, even me, especially Stu, I had to get behind Stu and push him up.
Well, luckily, all I had to do was tuck my ankles in. I could just roll.
There you go.
So you are at the waterfront right now. That's got to be a terrible place to have an office.
Yeah, we actually have our office downtown Mobile, but opening up these two restaurants in the last 120 days, I hadn't seen my office in about 3 months. So waterfront. We thought we caught lightning in a bottle when we opened up Ed's, and basically we're doing 20% more than we were doing on a causeway. Mm-hmm. When we opened up the waterfront, I don't think that we were. I know the pure space and the size of the building, the potential of it. What we blew the potential off like a popcorn pop. And we continue to do the same every week. I mean, last week it was, in the beginning of the week we were storm. But we were, at the end of the day, we were still crushing it. It was just really, really, really cool. And the people there, as far as Lake Forest Yacht Club community and all of them, they've been super supportive in getting us here, the mayor, the city. It's just been a fun time. We've got the food hall that's going to be at the bottom of the Trustmark that we're going to be opening up in September as well.
I'm looking forward to stepping over there because I'm sure that I'm going to be tired of the food in the food hall that I'm in by then. Real quick for people who aren't familiar with the food hall concept, can you put it in a nutshell for us, Nick?
Yeah, it's Alabama's first trailer park, Park de Trelor. Louis Trelor used to set up down in city of Mobile with his trailer, and he would give people meals and give them housing and cover, and we're recreating that. And there will be the Mobtown Slice. It will be Taco Hermanos, which is street tacos. Panini Pete's, the comeback of Panini Pete's downtown, and then Astronaut Chicken out of this world. The difference of what we do as far as the food halls, and we actually are going down to Miami this week to look again, is we're going to use modern technology to order, which, you know, that's a challenge right now with servers and whatnot. So,
Right.
and then it's, you know, instead of splitting sales with 4 different vendors, we are the vendor. So there's one register and then 4 different action stations that, you know, in modern day, they call it the sexy food hall.
Right. I just figured there was a deli kind of place, specialty food shop on the East Coast, and I'm trying to remember the Dean and DeLuca's. That's very similar. You go into Dean and DeLuca's. If you want wine, you go to the wine section, you gather up your wine. If you want some lunch meat, you go over there and they'll cut you some speck or prosciutto or what have you. Then you go to the cheese station. Then you go to the bakery, and then you sit in a central cafe and put your sandwich together.
Yeah, and that, you know, from the very beginning, Stu, we're going to call that Parks of Trelor Food Hall event space. So at night, you know, you can go ahead and rent the whole place out. And we'll have an alcohol license, and you'll be able to do whatever you want to. And they're going to have garage doors put inside, so it'll be like an inside-outside feel. We're just super blessed to have great partners with RSA, and we think it's going to be a great project.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. That'll be another place that Mike can walk to
and crawl from.
Well, you guys have done a great job building. You know, I've been watching y'all and listening to y'all for a long time, and I remember some conversations that you and Pete were having, and you guys just keep working hard, man, and you're growing your audience, and that's kind of what we're doing with our restaurant business. You're always going to have people that, you know, aren't your fans, and you're going to have Raven fans, and we just getting after it, having fun, making money.
That's it. You don't look back. You don't worry about those people. You just, you know, keep on doing what you're doing, and like we do, and we're not everybody's cup of tea, so to speak, and that's all right. That's all right.
The ones you can.
Yeah, that's all right. But hey, look, you know, y'all opened some places, and I know hiring people's been a challenge, but y'all are really hustling out there, recruiting like y'all are doing. I'm just amazed and just blown away with the job y'all are doing and how you're doing it. Tell me a little bit about that.
We took one of our GMs, who's Cheryl, and I believe you know Cheryl Blome.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
She's actually Pete's sister. I've known her longer than Pete, and we said, you know, she understands how to talk to people, and you know, our mindset was, as soon as their name hits Facebook, as soon as something happens, we don't care if you Zoom an interview, but I needed to get them on the first ring, the first response. And you know, when we first got ready to open up the 2 new restaurants, we needed approximately 200 people, and all of our team. I mean, we're kicking up rocks wherever you go. I think the days of just hanging up a now hiring sign in the window, that even has to be worded differently. And you've got to understand QR codes and different things, and Zoom, and that came out of COVID. And we just have worked harder and harder to get out there and not just sit there and wait for them to come in.
Absolutely. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. The challenges that y'all have had to face from Sunset Point all the way up with staffing and pandemics and everything, I don't understand how y'all keep the creativity flowing. Is it because you and Pete are bringing in some younger people? Because at this age, buddy, I feel my creativity is just exhausting.
Well, one of the things, Mike and Stu, is that, previous to partnering up with Pete, I helped run a rather large restaurant company, and I saw all the ages of things and hiring people. And I like to grow people that don't know any better or very, what I call restaurant immature, so that we shape and grow them in our own vein. And what happens is they don't have any bad habits, or they're not a person that's going to kind of tell you how to do things. Because you know what? To be a great leader, you got to be a great follower. And for now, and early on in our relationship, when we hire somebody and we partner with them, because it truly is a partnership, we got to align culturally, because, you know, creativity, we ran, you know, after breakfast today, I asked the grill cook, the expo, and everybody, I said, okay, now what could we have done better as far as execution? And they had some good ideas. And then we brought it all together and go, okay, we are going to do this. And say we said, we are all going to do the eggs this way. So, you know, I don't know if there's a magic bullet to getting people and doing all that. We work harder than most. We run harder than most. Our effort's going to be 100%. And, you know, second's not good enough in anything that me or Pete do. And we love people. And, you know, loving people is telling them the truth when they need to improve. Loving people is telling them when they do well. And it's just, it's gumbo, it's eggs, it's everything.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. I'm just at all what y'all done all together. And it's just, and man, I think you've been a great help and plus for Pete, and you two together make a great team. Y'all are awesome together.
And
we've been doing it a long time together, 30 years.
Wow. Wow.
And now I want to hit you with the question that I'm sure that you dread the most. What's next?
Well, I mean, you know, I've got energy and you know, Pete has energy, and you know, 2 or 3 times a year, some people will call our relationships, his people, he knows, people I know, and present ideas. And I think that with that food hall, it's an incubator for 4 different brands. Mm-hmm. And I think look at those brands and say, what has legs and what can be brick and mortar and what's successful. I believe that the whole chicken industry has still a huge hole in it. And, you know, you have the dominators like Usackley's in the area. They're dominators. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Chick-fil-A's number 1. You know, Baumhauer's opened up the 2, and that one in Mobile was blasting it off. And I want to get in the chicken game, you know, and astronaut chicken is chicken out of this world. What does that mean right now? I can't tell you, but it will be everybody.
Well, Nick, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. I know you've got to get back to work and we've got to get to a commercial break, but
appreciate you. Thank you much.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you, Pete. I mean, Nick and Pete. Thank you, both of y'all. Really.
Wake up, Mike.
I am. You too, buddy.
Hey, Mike.
For more than 50 years, Mobile Bay Magazine has showcased the history, style, arts, dining, and entertainment that defines excellence on both sides of Mobile Bay. Each month's issue is filled with our unique Southern Alabama culture, beautifully captured and told through engaging articles and stunning photography. When you subscribe to Mobile Bay Magazine, you'll be swept into the pages where recipes, familiar places, and faces, and untold stories abound. Start your journey today by visiting mobilebaymag.com. That's mobilebaymag.com.
Ultra Wash of Mobile can wash your home, but we also wash commercial buildings and their surroundings. If you get tired of ignoring all the dirt and grime around your business or home, call Ultra Wash 251-366-5291 or ultrawashmobile.com.
Work is a part of all of us. It's a winning spirit, a trade, or a passion to help others. Working drives us to push beyond what we thought was possible and allows us to be there for the things that really matter. We know that the world around us has changed, and that's why the Alabama Department of Labor is here to get you back to working hard.
Helping job creators fill their ranks with talented candidates. Helping those candidates find the right fit. Our programs offer on-the-job training where young workers can learn where they learn and prepare themselves for full-time employment.
Work is a part of all of us. Let us help you get back to work by visiting your local career center or Auxiliary agent services available upon request. Brought to you by this station and the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
Every Monday at 7, Jennifer Boozer presents Sweet Home Canabama. Brought to you by NORML, the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. Answering your questions with accurate information and dispelling the myths of CBD with guests from every corner of the hemp industry. Check Canabama.com and email
Or the,
comments to info@Canabama.
private version.
And join Jennifer Boozer Monday at 7 p.m.
p.m.
for Sweet Home
Teacher
Canabama
Sports
on
Member
FM Talk 106.5.
Mobile
Mobile Radio's only staff meteorologist is FM Talk 106.5's Dr.
No
Bill
idea.
Williams. With a
I can
3-decade track record of getting it right, get your weather from Dr. Bill Williams 4 times an hour every weekday morning on FM Talk 106.5. To get on the line, call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Hey, Mike, talk about the sponsors.
Wait a minute.
30 seconds
Hold
later,
on.
Mike puts his headphones on. He was taking a nap.
Flip backwards. Had a cord sticking in my ear.
Where'd you eat breakfast?
I had breakfast at Bob's downtown, down the corner, Fat and Happy. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
And you had your catfish bowl?
I had today being National Catfish Day.
You had to.
I
It's
haven't
moral
had my-
imperative.
Yes.
I'll tell you,
it was
we
a
were
must.
just talking with Nick DeMaria
Mhm.
from PP Hospitality. Ed Seafood Shed has a great catfish.
I bet.
Yeah,
I
and
bet.
that was my favorite dish at their old location, and that's what I had the time
Mhm.
that I've been back to the new one.
I love their pancakes and
Panda cakes
panda cakes, the fluffy panda cakes.
and the brunch bushwhacker.
Well, you know, I never did. I just don't do bushwhackers for brunch.
You should do that one.
I'm
'cause
sorry.
it was like cappuccino
But
flavored. or
our
something.
good friend Gene Fox, when he had this little bar down there, you know, he used to do ice cream sandwich bushwhacker.
Yeah,
That was fine.
that
That
they
was
did a
fine.
bunch of the theme ones at Ed's, and one of them
Mhm.
was the Little Debbie Christmas tree cake
Hmm.
in a bushwhacker. Wow.
How about that?
Yeah.
And we want to thank our friends over there at Le Bichon Wine and Tap Bar. They don't do bushwhackers. They don't do bush, but they got a great wine list. They got a great wine list, and they make great charcuterie boards, and they have the famous Dave's pimento cheese.
All of a sudden it turned into
Lord
one of
of
those
mercy.
commercials.
It's a Calvin Klein commercial.
With Kramer doing it. And this is Calvin Klein underwear. So, I love watching old reruns of Seinfeld. They're hilarious. But I didn't like Seinfeld back then, but I love the reruns now.
You ain't
Yeah.
right.
I know it. I find it funny. My sense of humor has changed as I got older. So anyway, we want to thank
It's antiquated.
Hall Sausage and Wholesale Meats over there. Where are they at? On Iroquois?
Iroquois Street in
Iroquois.
Chickasaw.
Chickasaw.
How familiar are you with the town of Chickasaw?
You know, I know where that real historic neighborhood is, where all
Right.
the sea captains used to live.
That's what I was engendering there.
Mhm.
Steve, Chickasaw was a conceived community.
A conceived community.
Yeah, it
Aren't-
was.
aren't
There
they
was
all?
no one living there, and someone said, "Let's put the rail industry said, let's put a town here, build a town so that we can house workers and everything."
Makes sense.
And they wanted it to have this really homey feel. So the original community, those homes, your streets are the sidewalk in front of your house. There's no streets in front of your house. You walk there. So First Avenue is a sidewalk between houses.
Wow.
It's really interesting. And the historic homes and everything, they're a little over 100
Was
years
this
old.
built before vehicles? You said
Early
rail, so-
1900s.
Okay, so early.
Yeah,
rails,
to support Chickasaw has its own port, and nowhere near as large as Mobile's, but it's a
Right.
busy little port for a town like Chickasaw, and that was where the rails got to the port.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what they were.
I was
Well,
thinking
that's-
if there wasn't any need for vehicles, then why would you need streets? You know, you just.
Well, there's areas downtown Mobile, certain neighborhoods of downtown Mobile that have
Right.
that were designed with no streets in the front.
Right.
They do have them now, but they had streets behind the house.
Would Floshell be one of
Buggies
those
and stuff
areas?
like
I don't know.
But you know what you can find in Floshell?
Butch Cassidy's
Butch Cassidy's
and
Cafe.
the mayor of Floshell, Roy Seaver.
Yeah.
Not today though. They're closed on Sundays.
Yeah, they are.
I sure
closed
do
on-
miss their brunch though. But anyway, that's another story.
I'm sure Roy is glad to have one day
Sundays
where he
off,
doesn't
yeah.
have to worry
He
about
is.
people calling in.
And his employees. He thinks about his employees.
Hmm.
He really does. And so yes.
Yeah. So if
Uh,
you're looking to eat lunch there, say 4th of July or that week,
Mhm.
you can hang it up because Roy gives the crew the week off.
I know a number of restaurants that do that these days.
Yeah.
They value their crew so much. They give
It's
them.
also it's not a good day to be open unless you're in a tourist place.
Mhm.
Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. the only restaurants that really should be open. You know, you get your Waffle Houses, your chains, you know, that along interstates, and they certainly serve a purpose being open. But from just a mom and pop kind of thing, there's no point in being open unless you're by a beach, by a lake, by an amusement park, someplace that attracts a crowd, because you're going to be dead. Right. And in chain restaurants, I can remember they insisted on being open all these stupid holidays.
Yeah.
What did that mean? It meant the general manager had to work a double because he couldn't afford to pay anyone, because it was also double time and a half for him.
Yeah.
And I remember one manager at Domino's going, "I love this company. You know, I'm faithful to this company, but I'm tired of them saying that we're a family-oriented company, and then I have to work a double every holiday and miss my family."
I know. I've been there before. Been there, done that.
Because they insist on being open, but there's not going to be enough sales to justify having people on the clock.
And I think that's the wave that's changing back to the way
It is. It is. And I think COVID's helped with that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and yeah. Yeah. And
Restaurant-
it's like what Nick was hitting on earlier about, you know, when I was looking for a job, I'd put on a tie and I'd go knock on doors and look for, and are y'all hiring? Are y'all hiring? They don't do that today. I see parents post on Facebook, "Is anybody hiring? My daughter needs a job. My son needs a job." Tell your son to get out and go find a job.
Yeah.
Get out there and get off your Game Boys and get out of the basement and put your clothes on, get out of your pajamas and go out there looking for a job. It just blows me away. It blows me away how
Put down that Pong controller.
Yeah, you're not going to got any submarines this week. Go find a job. I know that hit.
Oh,
But if y'all watch the show, how that got anyway, we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
but
it's unrelated. That went over like a
go out there and look for a job, folks. Kids, get out there and look for a job.
Pretty much everybody's hiring.
But
everybody's
Nick
hiring.
made a good point. I mean, there's more avenues to find
There
a
is.
job now.
There
and they have
is.
more availability of people through different means, you know, to find those people.
And as an employer, you got to do more than stick a sign in the wall,
right?
Because that's all I've seen. A lot of places they just go through the motion.
So they used to put it in a newspaper, but where's there a newspaper these days?
Right.
Oh,
And why would there be a
turn to-
newspaper?
That's why they turn to social medias and stuff like that.
Steve hasn't heard this one yet, but newspapers quit reporting the news the day Marconi patented the radio. They then became documenting history.
Exactly.
Because if I can get you the news now and you can't get it to me tomorrow, you don't do me any good.
Well, it's not news.
Right. It's history at that point.
But the comic strips,
Well,
the intelligence page.
You
I
should-
love
all of
that.
that's on the internet.
I love that.
What newspapers did wrong was battling against the internet, new media, resisting it, and that let
Radio did the same thing with television.
right. It let innovators come in and corner the market while they were sitting there, you know, with their fingers in their ears, screaming at the wall. People will always need a newspaper anymore.
No.
But you know,
And I didn't need a newspaper.
video killed the radio star.
Is that true? Because you can still hear music on the radio, but video, you can't find it.
I know, but it
I
sounded
think
good.
they just put the radio star in a coma.
It made a good song.
Music television is no longer music television.
I know.
Mike, we got to say a bunch of words and get out of here.
Okay,
I got a
words.
nature hike to go on at Mare State Park.
It's hot out there, man.
All
What
right,
are you
it's
doing?
1 hour.
Okay, you can
It's not
survive
AC
for 1
until
hour.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Say-
can't even
we
walk
gotta
down.
go,
I
Mike.
can't even walk down the
We
steps.
got like 10
to get
seconds.
my mail. Okay. Yeah, to support logo, be logo, buy logo.
Provolone.
Provolone, folks.
Right. My God, I was pressing this.